Hello, world. Warm welcome to World Humanitarian Drive's Inspiring Millions Show. This is the show where we feature brilliant minds from around the world to share with us their story, one story at a time. Thank you for joining us live or on replay. I'm Viva Andrade O'Flynn, your host and Global Media Relations of World Humanitarian Drive. Today is the second day of April. It's World Autism Awareness Day. For Christians, it's Good Friday and the Easter weekend. For the Jewish religion, it's Passover. For Hindus, Holy Festival of Colors and Love has just passed. And for Muslims, Ramadan is starting in a couple of weeks, and so is Vaisakhi for Sikhism, Hinduism, and Buddhism. Celebrations connect us to one another, our traditions, cultures, beliefs, and what we value in life. The way we have celebrated holidays have changed due to COVID-19 pandemic for a second year in a row. For today's episode, we will talk to a celebrated Indian dental surgeon, medical administrator, and Secretary General of WHD India, Padmabhusan Brigadier Dr. Anil Kohli. We'll get to know his inspiring story in a short while. Meanwhile, here's a brief background about World Humanitarian Drive. World Humanitarian Drive, also known as WHD, is an international NGO founded in Croydon, UK by British Indian global peace activist, entrepreneur, writer, Dr. Abdul Basit Saeed. The primary vision of WHD is to promote peace, education, and trade harmony initiatives globally among everyone across the world, regardless of race, gender, religion, or nationality, living as one family. On this Inspiring Millions show, we encourage you to engage with us. Please help us spread inspiration by sharing this link. Put your questions that you would like to ask our honorable guest, Dr. Anil Kohli, or comments that you have for us in the chat box. We will read them later on in the show. Let us also know where you are watching this. Wherever you are in the world, let us keep you company and brighten your day as we share peace, love, and goodwill. Today, our virtual stage takes us to India, a country known for its colorful celebrations and festivals, culture, beliefs, Bollywood, food, contributions to technology and medicine. We are very much honored to have with us an Indian dental surgeon, medical administrator, and a former president of the Dental Council of India, Dr. Anil Kohli. With the experience of more than 35 years in dentistry, Dr. Kohli has been the recipient of numerous accolades, awards, and honors during his career. Dr. Kohli is an elected fellow of the Faculty of Dental Surgery of the Royal College of Surgeons of England. He is a recipient of B.C. Roy Award, the highest Indian award in the medical category. The government of India awarded him the fourth highest civilian honor of the Padma Shri in 1992 and followed it up with a third highest civilian honor of the Padmabhusan in 2005 for his contributions to medicine, making him the first dentist to receive both the honors. He has many firsts to his credit. The latest one, definitely the most coveted of them all, having been conferred the honorary rank of Brigadier in the Army Dental Corps by the Chief of the Army Staff on behalf of the President of India. Dr. Kohli is also a recipient of Global Humanitarian Award by World Humanitarian Drive. Namaste, welcome.
Namaste, Viva.
Dhanyavad.
Thank you for inviting me to this show, and I'm feeling great to be a part of the World Humanitarian Organization, which is a NGO working for the people of underprivileged part of the society. And I wish everyone a good health, and we will discuss few things on this show with you today, Viva.
Thank you so much for joining us here today, Padmabhusan Brigadier Dr. Anil Kohli. So could you please give us a brief background about yourself and introduce to the world who is Dr. Anil Kohli?
Viva, I am one of you as a normal human being, a part of this society, and God has made everybody to do something on the earth. So I've been made a dentist. You asked me to give me some history about myself. So I belong to a small place in Uttar Pradesh, one of the states in the India, that is named as Hapur, where I studied. I do not belong to a family of the doctors. My family had a business, and I, God's grace, I've been put into the medical side, and out of the medical side also in dental side. And in those days, dentistry was not so advanced. So I joined way back 1972 in one of the biggest medical college in India, which is 115-year-old King George's Medical College, which has a wing of the dentistry. And I graduated from there. And after graduation, I went into the master's. So I did my master's program. And after that, I came into the practice. I wanted to join the armed forces because that was the best line. After doing dentistry, one can have the job opportunity. But unfortunately, because I had a flat foot, so I was not being accepted into the armed forces. And I always had the wish to be a part of the Indian Army. But thanks to the Almighty, after 30 years, Honorable Dr. Abdul Kalam gave me a rank of honorary brigadier. So after that, I'm not being in the army. I am an army officer where I can wear the uniform for which I am proud. And after doing my master's, my mentor, my teacher, he sent it to me to the private practice in Delhi. And I started working. Until day I'm working is more than 43 years. What I have achieved as a dentist, I cannot think of, and I'm always grateful. Whatever God has given me, I should give back some part of it to the society in the in the way of doing some charity or doing some humanitarian work for the society, so that I should feel proud to be an Indian, to be a dentist, and to be a human being.
Thank you so much. Those are many achievements. You are a multi-awarded dentist and a brigadier at that. So what do you consider your greatest achievement so far?
See, if you ask me, what do you consider as an achievement? I never, to be honest with you, I never thought I will achieve what I have achieved. So firstly, I'm thankful to my family, to my friends, to the society, and to the Almighty, what has given to me. Being a dentist, to reach to that height and to do is really, I have to scratch my back and see, is it right? Is it true? But if you like something and you are being you have a passion and you work hard without looking at the results and sincerity, honesty, if you do anything, the sky is the limit. I never imagined I can get a third civilian award. I can be a brigadier in the armed forces. I can control the profession of dentistry for almost 10 years. So this is all we are only the via media. It is being by the God, you are being sent to do some jobs. So you are just being given a job to do, and which you have to do. And if you do sincerely and honestly, it is being recognized. See, anything which you do with honesty and with real this thing, so then it is rewarded. This is all. The justice can be delayed but cannot be denied. So I believe in karma. You do your duty, and rest leave it to the God, and then everything comes in your way. But you should not run after anything. So just do whatever comes in your way. Take it if you're doing it. Help to anybody who is needy. When you're in a position to do, you must help. And education is the one thing. More you give, more you get better. And it's a learning game. Even if you ask me today, I'm still learning more and more in the profession, in life, in any sphere of the life.
The more you give, the more you get better. So, doctor, as a dentist, you've been treating the Dalai Lama and then the president and prime minister of India. Who or what do you consider are your biggest influences?
See, when it comes to treating the dignitaries or the anybody, for me, when a patient comes, he is a patient. I do not differentiate between the caste, religion, creed, or the power. I am the one of the luckiest one who got an opportunity to treat His Holiness Dalai Lama, or I was already cited to the Prime Minister and the President and so many dignitaries all over the world. And I just do my service as a professional, as a doctor, what best I can do. See, nobody is perfect and nobody can say, I'm the last. There should not be I. It should be always a we. So I still, even if a PN or a small person comes, I treat him the same way as I treat anybody higher in the position or anybody from any sphere of life, whether he's an ambassador, whether he's a minister, whether he's an industrialist. So it doesn't make a difference. My duty, what is as a Hippocratic oath, I have to treat the people in the right way as I'm treating myself or my own family.
So you treat everyone as the same, everyone is equal to you.
Yes.
Okay, so well, there's this COVID situation happening around the world. I just want to ask that how is your being a dentist affected by the ongoing coronavirus pandemic in these times?
Now, this is a very, very serious thing and is unfortunate, and nature has disturbed our normal life with pandemic, and it came as a shock to all of us. And when it comes to the medical field, it was more so because all medical people, those who treat the patient, they were in the front line and they were the most affected. And out of the most affected, dentists and the ENT surgeons, those and the eye surgeons, those who work in the close proximity to the human body were the most affected. And you will be surprised, many governments closed down the practices because of the fear of spreading the virus from these places. Even in India, for few months, there was a lockdown, complete lockdown. One is the lockdown on the road, one is the lockdown into the hospitals, and one is the lockdown into the private practices. So it did affect everyone's life. And not only that, one is lockdown by the governments and the organizations and the regulatory bodies. Second was the self-imposed lockdown by the people. Now, many people were afraid because of this, their life is put on to danger. I'll be very honest with you and let me share with you, I did practice all the time, even during the COVID. But the way of my working was totally changed. This is called as new norms. Now something has come which I cannot change. The nature has given us. In such things, what is the right way to go ahead? One is you run away from the situation and you stop working. Second way, you say I'll work with all protocols and precautions. Now, protocols being set by the regulatory bodies, protocols being set by the governments of different countries. So we followed that, which was very, very difficult. Putting the PPEs, then putting the masks, which we normally use, then putting the shields, then protecting the patient. After every patient, you are sanitizing the room, then putting the ventilator in your room, then with the new gadgets, and after everything, you have to sanitize the room, you have to clean your equipment, and so it was a new norm. So first was when the patient enters, he has to be sanitized. He has to give the right history. He has to give his oxygen level. He has to give his temperature and the history of travel or any family being affected or travel. So those all norms did affect the way of practice being done in the past. But gradually we got used to, and to be honest with you, I have not read even a single case in the literature which says the virus being spread from any dental office or from doctor's office. These are very, very, so everybody being a professional, we are at high risk, but we have a duty toward the society. So we have to do it. But my request to everyone to follow the protocol and carry on the new norms in life, which has been on us. Take the example, COVID came, then it came the peak, then it flattened out. Now again, it is rising. And I'm worried about this. Okay, again, the lockdown situation is coming. But we have to live with it. So we have to accept that anything which is there, face it, fight it, and come out with a better position or better future.
You've presented it really well, Dr. Anil Kohli. So everyone has to follow the protocols as well to keep safe in these times. But then there's still people who haven't visited the dentist since the pandemic started. What do people need to know most about dental health?
See, the first thing people have to understand, they have to be made aware. Okay, when you need something, so you will ultimately have to go to the dentist or to any medical field or any doctor. Now, doctor has to understand, being a doctor, he has to give his best to them. So patient has to be honest to give the right history, whether in his family anybody is being affected or any symptoms are there. By hiding these things, we cannot get away with this. Let's be open. Let us accept it. And let us face the challenge which has been thrown on us and do the needful for the people. So as you asked me, what did you do? See, any person, one is the protocols being followed during the practice about the infection control and about saving the lives of your employees and your family back home. And second is, when the patient comes to your office, you have to segregate and you have to, like you were having 20 patients and your waiting room is full. So you need a social distancing. So you reduce it to the 5 or 6 patients, not more than that. And one patient is there. Then second thing, patient has to understand he has not to come with the attendants or the visitors. So they have to also understand. And then maximum or whatever immediate or the necessity of the work is, we should do that and wait for the other work till the situation normalizes. Any major surgery, anything which can be avoided during this pandemic, we should avoid. But emergencies to be handled. If somebody met with an accident, he has a fracture or he has a broken tooth, so it's our duty to relieve him and give him the best possible under the circumstances and not to run away from the situation. I can tell you, still we can do a lot to make the people aware about all these things and do our best in the profession.
That's great to know, Dr. Kohli. So during the lockdown, people have been eating unhealthy foods such as junk food. So what do you suggest? What should people avoid eating or drinking to have healthy gums and teeth?
Now, see, India is a very vast country. It is a population of 1.4 billion and is a developing country, and health sector is the one which needs the most attention for any healthy nation. Now, India has the maximum number of the young people and young force, which is the future for the world. Now, as we see, the age is advancing. Before we used to have the maximum living life of 43 or 44 years in the way back in 47. Today it is more than 65, and in some countries it is in the Japan and Europe, the age is above 80 also. So when people are living for a longer life, they need better health. When they need a better health, they have to eat better. When they have to eat better, they need a better oral health. Lately, because of the life getting so busy, the fast food has catched up a lot. People eat a lot of fast food. So my advice is for them, eat healthy food, eat a lot of fibrous food, avoid too much of sweets, and avoid the junk food, and make regular visits to the dentist so that you can have a better health and you can have a better oral health and you can live longer, you can eat better, and you can be healthy.
Those are great tips. Dr. Kohli, so the situation in India, maybe you could also touch on that COVID situation. And then because there are also people who are also afraid of taking the vaccine. So maybe you could also give them some tips, or well, maybe you could tell them to not be scared of taking the vaccine.
Yeah. You raised a very, very burning question. See, there's so many vaccines which have come up.
Dr. Kohli? I think it just froze for a bit. We'll try to reconnect. Dr. Kohli? Okay, we're just going to be waiting for Dr. Kohli for a bit. So I could also maybe tell you more about the award that Dr. Kohli won with World Humanitarian Drive. Dr. Kohli won the prestigious Global Humanitarian Award.
Yeah.
And yes.
I'm back. Sarah,
welcome back.
We were talking, sorry for the interruption. We were talking about the vaccination. Now, last March, we had the COVID in the world, and all the scientists and immunologists were working, and WHO, to bring out the vaccine. And finally, 2 months back, in January, the vaccine was there. Now, people were reading a lot about this, about the efficacy of the vaccine. Some vaccines are said to be 70%. Some vaccines are up to 90%. Some vaccines are up to the 94%. Now, every vaccine is good, number one. And no vaccine, the previous one or this one, is 100%. So now what is the way? We all should get vaccinated, whichever vaccine is available, because it gives us a protection about this deadly virus, And earlier we do, better it is for everyone and for the society. And the future is every one of us has to get vaccinated. The efficacy of the vaccine and the duration of it is still under research. But whatever vaccine which is being developed by the various scientists and various labs are available, and we should go for it. My message to everyone, each one who gets an opportunity to get the vaccine, please, without any fear, you should have it. It will benefit you, your family, and to the society at large.
Thank you, Dr. Kohli, for shedding light on vaccines. So now let's go to family life. What do you do outside of work that helps you maintain a healthy, well-balanced life? And could you also please discuss with us your family life?
Sure, I have no thing. I believe in today. I don't believe in tomorrow or yesterday. My life is, one is my profession. Second is giving back to the society what little I can do, even a drop in the ocean. And last, my passion is golf, which has changed my way of life. It has taught me the discipline and taught me to follow, to be honest, and time management. Morning goes into my golf, day goes into my clinic, doing the clinical work. And you asked me about my family. I have 2 daughters, and I always wish them to be good human beings than anything else. And God has been kind. I just showed them the way. Both of them are doctors. One is in Washington, is a dentist. She studied in Boston, and today she is practicing. And the second one, she said, I don't want to put hand in anybody's mouth. So she became a dermatologist, and she is a successful dermatologist working in cosmetics in Bombay. And I am a proud father of the 2 girls. And to be honest, I'm so blessed. I don't ask for anything more. God has been very kind. God has been very, very good to me and given me anything what I wished in life. Now is the time for me to give it back to the society, to the underprivileged, and to the common man, those who cannot afford.
Thank you. That's really inspiring. It's great to know about also your family life. And then Dr. Kohli, we have viewers from the Philippines, France, Malaysia, and Coastal. So many of our viewers have not been to India yet. So this would also be a great opportunity for them to know more about India. Could you please share with us what you love most about India?
See, India is a wonderful place. It has a lot of history. It has a lot of culture. It has a lot of heritage, and there are a lot of places to visit. You know, living in India, even if I go into the south or other parts, so even I feel I'm in a different part. There are so many languages. And you know, as you know, all of you, Taj Mahal is one of the 7 wonders of the world, and one happens to be India. People are very hospitable, very loving in this country. And there is so much to see in this our country. Like in one lifetime, you cannot see everything. But anybody who is coming from any part of the world, because it has a wonderful weather conditions in different parts at different times. We have the sea line, we have the mountains. You name the thing, it is there. And cultural heritage is a very, very big thing. in this country, you can see people from different spheres of life living a different way of eating, different way of dressing up. So there's so much of diversity, and one can enjoy if you come to here. And I would like anybody wants to come, you can take my number or email. I would like to host anyone, and that will be the biggest thing on this platform. We can invite and exchange the cultural as well as brotherhood among our fellow colleagues.
That's very generous of you, Dr. Kohli. So India is also known for its celebrations.
Yeah.
How has your celebration of Holi festival changed during the pandemic times?
It's very interesting, you know, it's a festival of colors. As during the February, March, when the weather changes and all, the Holi is being celebrated, where people put colors on the faces of the people, they hug each other, they exchange the sweets. But unfortunately, this year it is not being that good. And I'm happy because if you meet too many people in a gathering where the social distancing is not maintained or the mask is not being kept, so it is good. We didn't celebrate that well, but these days, you know, the times of the internet and WhatsApp and Facebook. So on the Zoom, people can exchange their wishes and can celebrate. But time is not far off when this pandemic will be over. Then we will again have this festival. There are so many festivals. We have Dashera, we have Diwali, we have Baisakhi, we have Holi. So there are so many festivals in this country.
So, Dr. Kohli, what do you think is the importance of celebrating in these pandemic times?
Now, you know, these all festivals have to do with something. Like Baisakhi is being celebrated when the crop is being cut and other thing, and people celebrate and enjoy and dance, music, and eat. But during the pandemic, we have to understand this is something not normal. So we have to lie low, maintain the protocols and other things to avoid spreading this deadly disease and save everyone in our family, in our relation, in our friendship, or in the society. So I think there is very good, these festivals are very, very important. But looking at the situation, current situation, it is advisable to restrict ourselves. And we have by heart love for everyone, so which can be shown. So, but not by celebrating these things and creating more havoc in the things. So it's better to greet otherwise, but not meeting in groups and in peoples like that.
So, Dr. Kohli, let's now shift let's talk about WHD, because you're also the Secretary General of WHD India. So could we ask, what are your future plans for WHD India?
Firstly, let me share with you how I came into this organization. I was in London a couple of years back, so I met Dr. Abdul. And once I met him, it was in the Parliament of UK. I was being given a Gandhian Award in the Parliament in UK. And I met him, and we became very friendly. And then we spent some time. So I was very much surprised that this man being in UK, and he's doing so much for the people, not only in the UK, but in whole of the world. Then I went into and studied about what are the various things are being done, events are being done by the WHD, and I was very, very impressed, and I was always looking. Then I discussed with him, like in our country, we have a lot of problem because of the eating habit, like tobacco and the pan eating. There's a lot of oral cancer, and there's a very large part of the society which is not in a position to afford the expensive treatment. So how to bring the awareness about these deadly things to the common man. And plus, second is the girl child. Third is the education. Then is the undernourishment. There's so many things I can discuss. So this young man who is younger to me, just like a brother to me, and I got very much inspired and impressed. So then I said, let us do some things in India. And we planned a few functions, but unfortunately, he did one in Chennai, then we planned in Delhi and other places. But unfortunately, because of the COVID situation, we couldn't take forward. But soon, as the thing improves, as the situation improves, we are definitely going to have all these missions into the different part of this country and try to help and give our best to the underprivileged part of the society. If you ask me as a dentist, if I can save one or two lives from not getting cancer and saving their life, I think my mission will be complete. The same way, each one of us, if join hand, 1 and 1 become 11, 1 become 111, 1 becomes like 1111. So it is a chain. So Abdul is trying to create a chain which will go around the world and bring peace and harmony. There's so much of violence in different part of the world. So we are trying to bring the brotherhood and do whatever best, bring the awareness. And not only that, wherever we are in position to help anybody needy, anybody needs a heart surgery, anybody needs a cancer treatment, anybody needing a knee replacement, we will come forward and help them and bring them a new life. It's not giving a life to one person. You are giving a life to the whole family because he might be the only earning member in the family of 5. So you are helping 5 families, like each one of us, if it does. So we will be doing some duty to the humanity by this way. And this is a very good platform where we have good connection with each other and we can take it forward to the next level.
Dr. Kohli, thank you so much for all your noble efforts in helping out humanity. So, and for our final question, Dr. Anil Kohli, here's a question that we ask our guests all the time. So what is your inspiring message to the world?
My message will be very to the point. COVID has been an eye-opener for all of mankind. We must realize the importance of health in current scenario. Health is the real wealth, and we must put an extra effort to eat right, exercise, stay away from addictions, and during this pandemic, we must learn to live with the new norms which have been set to prevent all these diseases.
Dhanyavad. Thank you so much, Padmabhusan Brigadier Dr. Anil Kohli, for honoring us with your presence and sharing your inspiring story with the world.
Thank you, and namaste to everyone.
Namaste. Celebrated Indian dental surgeon, medical administrator, and Secretary General of WHD India, Dr. Anil Kohli. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Right now, I don't see any, but thank you so much for answering our questions really well. And then, so if there are any more questions, we'll just send them over to you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. Here is a quotation by an Indian public speaker, Osho. Life should not only be lived, it should be celebrated. To all those celebrating their birthdays and special milestones in April, happy celebrations. We hope on this episode we were able to inspire you to find joy in every day, even during this pandemic. Let's love life all we can while we still can. WHD would like to invite you to promoting a culture of peace with love and conscience on the International Day of Conscience, happening on Monday, 5th of April, 2:30 p.m. UK time, live on Facebook with special guests, Councillor Maddie Henson of Croydon, the Honorable Zweli Mandela, and Anthony Carmona. The Honorable Anthony Carmona is the 5th President of Trinidad and Tobago. This has been World Humanitarian Drive's Inspiring Millions show. If today's discussion inspired you, please share the link with your family and friends. Share with us your takeaways from today. Follow us on our social media accounts. Click subscribe on our YouTube channel, WHD Media. Visit our WHD website, www.whd.org.uk for more inspiring events. Stay safe and healthy, everyone. To our frontliners, we salute you. We thank you for your hard work, sacrifices, and dedication to humanity. On behalf of WHD team, especially those working behind the scenes, WHD Chairman Dr. Abdul Basit Saeed, WHD Director of Global Operations, Ms. Sarah Wilson, WHD's Honorable Secretary Generals, we thank you, our virtual audience from around the world, for joining us. Have a wonderful Easter and Passover weekend. I'm Viva Andrade O'Flynn. Please join us again next Friday as we inspire the world here on Inspiring Millions Show.